So in this next part of Satsang today, we'll have a little chat about the details involved in this process of awakening. So if you still have your eyes closed, you can open them now and come back fully to daily awareness, and we'll have a look at this business of awakening. It's really the topic of our time, because so many people are going to be awakening now. It's going to become the norm over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And of course, not everybody who awakens is going to want to teach or feel moved to teach. It's not really about that. Not everybody will feel moved to be a healer or, in any way externally assist the collective awakening. But it is a really deep truth that everybody who awakens assists the collective awakening. Everybody who goes through these changes in their mind-body field is adding to the collective awakening. And in no less a way than a person who might speak out publicly about it or be a healer, a teacher of some kind. So right at the outset, we're going to take all the ideas of how this might show up in terms of who you are in your daily life as you go through the awakening process. It will show up in the way that is perfectly right for you, and you will be at peace with that. It will feel absolutely fine for you. So already now taking all judgments or all potential judgments off that image that you have of awakening, of what you might be like when you are awakened or as you go through awakening. And the other thing it's important to remember is that awakening is a continuum. It's a continuous process. It's not just a single event. There are a lot of single events that occur during awakening, but none of them are the goal. They're not the end of that process. They're just steps along the way. They're falling dominoes in a line of dominoes, and each one is perfect and complete unto itself, a miracle unto itself, to be embraced with joy and with gratitude. And it's really important not to compare one awakening experience to another and get into a kind of hierarchical framework about it, because it's actually holographic and far more spacious or spherical than it is linear, and so multifaceted, like a complex mandala, that you can fall in love with any part of that mandala and realise the nature of God, realise the nature of who you are. Any part of the mandala, or you can stand back and see the whole mandala and fall in love with it from that perspective. You can dive deep into an area of the mandala and you can fall in love with that. And the key in all of this is falling in love. That is what the one is doing with itself. It's in a process of loving itself more and more and more, and in different ways. It's delighting in the expressions of its own existence and in the infinite relationships that are arising between the different appearing aspects of itself. So in that you can relax and just fall in love. And whatever you fall in love with is perfect for you. And whatever doesn't call your attention, it will be calling someone else's attention, and they will be falling in love with that. And so ultimately the mandala is complete through each of our loves. And this is what they call the collective body of the Christ consciousness. It is the body of all love becoming. In our case, it's the body of all love becoming on planet Earth. And in this luminous spaciousness where my love meets your love, our experience of love becomes complete at a whole new level, with a depth and an immensity and a tenderness that we have only dreamed of. If you can imagine the most immense love and then the most intimate, personal and tender love, and then put them together, and then times that by 7.5 billion people, you're coming close to the edge of what it is like to be in Christ consciousness. And that is the trajectory, the pathway, the destiny of humanity, of each one of us. Of each one of us. Every single one. We are already part of it, part of being in the process of love becoming. And we get to enjoy and join with that unfolding as it flowers. So our task is not to get out of here. It's actually to bring more of the one in so that it can experience itself as love. So that it can experience itself as love, as you. And if that isn't perfect, I don't know what is. That is the intention that is woven holographically into the entire earth experience and the experience of being human. And every time we pull away and we split, or we devalue our human experience because it hurts too much, because it's too difficult, because we don't understand it, because we've forgotten who we are, we deny ourselves that next deepening into the love. And the invitation of this time is precisely the deepening into this love. So the question to each one of us is, what will we do with that invitation? Will we willingly and happily let all those dominoes fall in our awakening process, or will we get frightened or confused and stop the process for a while? And we can only ever stop it for a while. Sooner or later, those dominoes of awakening will begin to fall again. The enlightenment of all beings is inevitable. So welcome home, beloved one. Welcome home to yourself. In the world of the one, coming home to itself, waking up to itself, and seeing itself reflected as love everywhere. In all of creation. In every person, place, event, and thing. And as you turn your attention inwards, know that your awareness will expand so that what is within you will then appear as what is around you, and there will be no difference. At the deepest level, there has never been any difference. And your becoming will be carried gracefully and graciously within this spacious awareness.